Wii Sports. It did very well. It's pretty much to thank for the Wii's install base being as high as it is. And all because Grandpa wanted to try that Wii thing that had the golf game. So yeah, the game's good. Where do we go next?
Far away from civilization?
I mean, there's people on the island.
Yeah, I realized what was wrong with that cutaway joke as soon as I said it.
So, in 2009, we get Wii Sports Resort, which was also the introduction of the Wii Motion Plus, which will be included inside Wii remotes after the release of this game. It was pretty cool to have this in the game because it made everything feel more precise, especially because it was designed with Wii Motion Plus in mind. Having this add-on in general was just so good because the original Wii remotes definitely didn't have as seamless control as the commercials made it seem, but now it actually feels much closer to that. But it also kind of feels like an admission of failure, like Nintendo was saying,
yeah, we've kind of messed up for the last 3 years.
But also, this game and the Wii Motion Plus separately was like $70. Now that's par for the course with games today, but for a Wii game, heck no, I'm not doing that. But some did get bundles with the Wii Motion Plus, and Wii's after this, as I established, came with Wii remotes that had Motion Plus inside them. So now, let's put in the disc. Put it in the wrong way. Just from the disc channel screen, you can already see that this game is going to be a bit different. It's just a simple shot of the sea, but along with a little jingle of the main theme and the quiet island ambience, it's just a really cool disc channel screen. We start out almost cinematically as we skydive from a plane. Starting the game out like this just proves how much of an evolution this game is from the original. You and the rest of your Miis on your console are all skydiving together, and god, how this intro ends with the music is just perfect. This is genuinely one of the best openings to a video game ever. I'm not even joking. Now, let's get to the game. First of all, most of the basics are kept the same here. This game uses Miis and you play sports. It's like the previous game, but like 10 times bigger and better. Second, let's discuss the elephant in the room.
Come on, Jerry, get out of here. This is the third time this week.
Okay, but actually, let's discuss the island. Woohoo Island is where every single sport takes place, and god, I love this so much. Every single sport takes place at this island at a different location, and god, this is just such a good idea. It makes me feel so much more engaged and immersed with the world. While for the original Wii Sports, they're just random locations. And there are so many landmarks in different locations, with some sports going into more depth into the island than others. But Woohoo Island is just incredible. Now next, how about those sports, huh? Now let's get to the first sport. Swordplay. The first mode is Duel, where you go up against an opponent on a ring above water, and it's just such an engaging fight, where you can use your sword to block, counter, or attack your opponent, and in a way, it almost feels like a spiritual successor to boxing, and I'm gonna be honest, I kinda like this more than boxing. Like, just by a smidge. Maybe because it doesn't feel as nearly as clunky. And obviously the progression is satisfying, and it seems easy early on, but it gets harder and harder as your opponents get smarter and smarter to whatever move you try to pull. And yeah, it's a great boxing successor. I really hope there's not a riot outside my house for saying it's better than boxing.
Good thing I got this.
Swordplay Slice. It's a mode where you and a Mii go against each other to slice something before each other. And it's easy at first, but obviously your opponent gets so much faster as you go on. Like, it gets really hard to get your timing right perfectly on this one. And also, Matt, thank you for being here, man. We all appreciate you. Can I get an applause for Matt? Thank you, thank you. Where's that applause coming from? I'm the only one in this house right now. Now, here is peak gaming. Swordplay Showdown. You go against a bunch of Miis while trying to get to the end of a specific level, and it's just so good. There's a lot of levels here too. It's ingenious. It feels so hectic. Like there's a horde of people coming at you. The stakes are very high here. I could die for God's sakes. Frisbee, with the main mode being with a dog. You throw to the center of a particular target that you have to get the Frisbee within for the dog to catch it. And yeah, it's so fun to get high scores on, and it's really tricky to actually get a good shot that'll get you the most points. And I just love the precision of it. And then there's Frisbee Golf. It's golf with a Frisbee. I feel like I shouldn't have to elaborate. It's okay. Next, basketball with 2 modes. One that's a competition with teams, and one where you just go for high scores, with how many basketballs you can get into the hoop. And this sport is just so fluid. Like, basketball just feels so good with the Wii mode. It's just so satisfying to get a throw in the hoop. But yeah, as you rank up in the regular mode, you really have to get the timing right, and hopefully your shot isn't blocked by your opponent. And yeah, it's really hard by that point, but it makes it feel so much better when you stick it to the opposing team by getting a good dunk. Archery, it's separated by beginner, intermediate, and expert. And this one involves, using a bow to hit targets. It's very easy at first. Heck, I could probably get a bullseye in every single one of these in the beginner tier. But then they start to get more complex, and you really need to think where to aim until it's nearly impossible to get a bullseye. And it all culminates in the last shot in the volcano, where you really need to line up your shots precisely. It's just such a good sport overall, and I really like the timing and precision you need. Like it's easy just to get through, but insanely hard to truly master. Now, the next three sports are pretty similar to counterparts in the predecessor: golf, bowling, and table tennis. Bowling and golf are basically the same game, but enhanced with the Motion Plus controller, making them feel more realistic. And the add-on makes things just feel a bit better in general. For golf, undoubtedly it's better. And it does add some new courses, but it also has the originals from the previous game too. And bowling, it kind of just depends for me which variation is better. And honestly, I feel like I prefer how bowling played before. Like, yeah, they're both good, but something in the original just clicks better for me than Resort. And I'm totally not saying that because I got a perfect game in the original Wii Sports and currently not yet in Resort. I'm not biased. Like, there is no bias on this channel. And table tennis, just take tennis and make it smaller. That's basically all that happened here. But bowling and table tennis do have a couple extra cool modes. Bowling has spin control, where you have to get your ball around things blocking it to hit your pins, which makes you really think more on how you're going to set up your throw, like how hard will you throw, or where will you turn it, because you have to be really precise where you do at points. And 100 pin bowling, where there are 100 pins, it's really chaotic and tough trying to get every single one of these pins down, but it's just even more satisfying to get a strike on 100 pins, because, like, look at this is a large amount of pins, man. And table tennis has a ball return mode, where you basically have to hit as much balls back as successfully as possible. It's like the similar training mode challenge in Wii Sports with tennis, except there's a proper high score this time. And it's so cool. I feel really accomplished to get higher scores in this one because of how hard it can get whenever the balls keep coming at you faster and you really need to adapt. Basically what I'm saying is good high score mode. Wakeboarding is fine. You basically have to trick off the waves and get points based on how well you do it. And there's also different difficulties on how easy or hard it can get. And it's kind of fun in my opinion, but there's not much to it compared to any of the other sports. The other kind of mediocre sport is canoeing, which in concept is alright, it's just paddling to the end of the track, but there's one large caveat here. It's such a pain to control. Like, there's no real balance, either I'm going the wrong direction or going too far into a particular direction. It's just really frustrating, and even beyond that, it doesn't have that much replay value. Like, it's really not varied. Like, every time it looks the same. Power cycling, basically a jet runner game. So Nintendo can ask, why are you still asking for a new wave race? We just gave you one. And this one can be kind of clunky, I can admit, especially when it comes to turning, but I still like it even in spite of that. Basically, I have to get through checkpoints to actually get points. And it can be good, but also frustrating to get for the buoys. Like I have had quite a few times that I've missed the buoy and not actually got any points, especially in the later maps, and that is just really frustrating. Cycling, it's a bicycle race. Simple concept, but it's cool, and also tense, because you can run out of breath, and you have to monitor that. And it's a hectic race from start to finish. And the air sports are cool, but I'm only talking about one of them, and it's honestly one of the best things that came from this game. The island flyover mode. This allows you to fully explore the island, and there's just so much detail, from the locations of other sports to other landmarks, and my god, like, there's just so much going on. Like, you can see people on the island going about their day, and it's actually incredible how good this is. So yeah, that's Wii Sports. It's just so cool. I don't even know what to say about this game. It's near perfect.
What about canoeing?
No.